Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, all right? All right, I'm in Hebrews 12 through the Spirit. I'm going to start at the top. It says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us." All right, and you know we got to endure. So this is a race, which is true, you know, but it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. All right, because you have brothers who come in this truth, and they come and they start doing the work, and they're on fire, acting, all zealous for the truth. But then they run out of steam, because there's balance to this truth. So in a marathon, you don't want to just sprint. The first part of the marathon, you're going to die out. You're going to fizzle out, right? So you run with the race with patience, and patience, it has to do with suffering. You see, but this race, it's a marathon, not a sprint. All right. Verse 2, "Looking unto Yahushai, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds." Right? And consider Yahushai, Look what he had to go through. All right? He's the author and finisher of our faith, because Yahushai he's the first creation, the first spirit created, right? And also, through the Spirit, whether you can receive it or not, because people say, "Oh, Adam was the first spirit created." Well, what you don't know is that through the Spirit, the reincarnation, the regeneration, Adam and Yahushua are the same spirit, the same soul. All right? And Yahushua, after he was created, he created he was the author and finisher of our faith, like it says. So he created the Elohim, right, which were the angels, the first fruits, which are the first fruits deals with, the elect, the 144,000, the prophets, who another word for us is Elohim, right, which are the messengers, the angels, right? Verse 2, verse 3. Oh no, I read that too. Verse 4, "Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto sons. My son, despise not thou the chastening of Yahweh, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him." Right, when we're chastened, when we're put through the fire, that's not when it's time. Oh, I'm going to give up now, or I'm going to, you know what I mean? I can't endure this. It's too much. No, you're not supposed to despise the chastening of Yahweh. We're supposed to suffer if we're in this truth, okay? As a matter of fact, if you're not suffering, that's when you should worry. All right? So you're supposed to suffer. This truth separates, the elect are separated, which that word means, a word to use for that is holy. You're being made holy, being made separate by this truth. You're going to lose friends, you're going to lose family, you're going to lose relationships, you're going to lose your women. You could lose just about anything once you get on this marathon, right? Verse 6, For whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. All right, and that's what it is. Yahweh, just like a real dad, if you have a son, you're gonna be, you're gonna, if he messes up, you're gonna correct him. Sometimes you might have to spank him. That's what scourge means. It means whip him into shape. So if he loves you, you're gonna be scourged. All right, just like if you have sons, you know what I'm talking about. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Right, so if you're not being chastened, however you want to say it, then, then you're not one of the sons, man. You coming into this truth. We always tell you, prepare to suffer, prepare to go through hell, prepare to lose, everything. And that's really how you have to get your mindset, right? The word endure means to be made hard, to make hard, endure, endurance, right? Verse 9, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, just like I was saying, and we gave them reverence, meaning respect. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? Right? So how much more respect Yahweh should we give him? Who Yahweh is the Father of spirits. Right? That's another one of his titles. Verse 10, for verily, for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Remember, holiness means separate. So this truth, when you're really in this thing, when you're really in this truth, it's going to separate you, man, because if you try to go back to the world, if you're of the elect and if you're sincere, then all these other things around you, every part of the world is going to be vexing, even around your family members, right? Because they're not on the same vibration as you, You go around, it could be your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, And if they're not in this truth, then guess what? You're going to get vexed. I've said it a thousand times. The only time I'm not vexed is when I'm with the brotherhood, when I'm with like-minded brothers, right? When I'm with the body. Because these people are on a different vibrations, man. And they're, if they're not in this truth, then, you already know it's going to be a vexation of spirit when you're dealing with people who are not, who don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. 11. Now on chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Right, so you might think, oh, I'm not getting chastened, or I'm not getting scourged or whooped or taken through the fire. And you might think that's a joyful thing. You think you're blessed. But no, it's the opposite, man. You're actually going to be blessed when you are put in the fire. All right? You're getting purged. Yahweh Bashem Yashai purging you of all the, all the wickedness and all the, the sin and the, everything that this life comes with. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Right? So deal with it. Deal with what we have to go through. Deal with this walk. Deal with this marathon. It's a race, right? You don't just tap out and because it gets hard, You don't tap out because the heathen don't want to be friends with you anymore. You don't tap out because a wicked woman, she wants to threaten that she's going to leave you because you're in this truth and she don't agree with it, If you do any of those things, then you never were of the elect. You never were a prophet, see? Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see Yahweh. Right, and it's good to be at peace with all men. It ain't nothing wrong with You can deal with the heathen, deal with the 2/3. You don't have to constantly be at war with them. You know, it's wise. That's what we say. We move wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Because you can't just go around cursing every single person. You know, I mean you can, but it's what are you going to get out of that? Like if you're just putting yourselves in situations where you're always vexed, where you're always best thing to do is just deal with the heathen, deal with the 2/3, as needed. If they're at the workplace, then you got to deal with them, right? But then when you get off, hey, you don't have to kick it with them 2/3. You don't have to kick it with the heathen. you know Verse 16, lest there be any fornicator. Wait, did I skip 15? Yeah, 15. Looking diligently, lest any man fail the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. Right, so do this truth in balance, man. Know your limits. Know what's you don't want to constantly vex your spirit by putting yourself in positions where, oh shit, yeah, I got vexed, but why? I could have avoided that. I didn't have to go hang out with the heathen. I didn't have to be around them. Like I said, in the workplace, sometimes we have no choice. But really, it's wise to get away from people who are not in this truth if you don't have to be around them. Because it's like I said, it's just gonna. And not only that, you start hanging out with heathen. Pretty soon you'll be doing heathen shit. Verse 6, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Right. And profane person, that means out of the church. Profane means out of the temple, right? Out of the church. So Esau's out of the church, man. Even when he's in his so-called churches, he's really out of the church because he's not pushing the true doctrine. He's not pushing the truth. He's pushing lies. So how much more out of the church could you be even when you go visit his fucking heathen church? See? Verse 17, for ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Right. Talking about when Jacob, our forefather, supplanted him for the blessing, right? Esau cried about it, oh, don't you have a blessing for me? Remember? That's in Genesis 25. You can read about that, And a lot of people, they say that Jacob stole the birthright, which that's bullshit too, because Jacob didn't steal the birthright. He bought the birthright. He made an agreement with Esau, who didn't care about his birthright, And then when it's time to deal with it, hey, Esau became a little crybaby, right? And that's why he's still like that. These Edomites, they'll tell on you. They cry. They're like Karens, bunch of Karen, a whole nation of Karens. Verse 17. For ye know how that after, or I'm sorry, I read that one. Verse 18. For ye are not come unto the mount that might be touched, and that burned with fire, nor unto blackness and darkness and tempest, and the sound of a trumpet, and the voice of words, which voice they had heard entreated that the words should not be spoken to them any more. All right, in verse 20. For they could not endure which was commanded, and if so much as a beast touch the mountain, it shall be stoned or thrust through with a dart. And going into, when Moses was getting the laws, it was commanded no beast or no man be on that mountain. Otherwise the chariot would blast him through. They say, or stoned or thrust through with a dart. And that dart would have been a laser coming out of that chariot. You would have darted your ass, Verse, that was the commandment. When Yahweh was giving the laws to Moses, he said, hey, nobody can be on this mountain, And if you were on the mountain during the time of the giving of the law to Moses, you would have been, you know, you would perish in whatever, like it says right here, the fashion of being stoned or thrust through with a dart, which really that translates to being thrusted through by that chariot fire, that concentrated fire coming out of the what you call a UFO. Verse 21. And so terrible was the sight that Moses said, I exceedingly fear and quake. Right. Moses was scared shitless when he was getting the law. Right. Verse 22. But ye are come unto Mount Sion and unto the city of the living power, the heavenly Jerusalem, and an innumerable company of angels, to the general assembly and church of the firstborn which are written in heaven, and to the Most High, the judge of all, and to the spirits of the just men made perfect. Right, that's the elect, right? And to Yahweh Shai, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel. Right, and the new covenant, by the way, we're not in the new covenant yet. You have a lot of idiots who think that we're already in the new covenant, but the new covenant isn't until the kingdom. Verse 25. See that ye refuse not him that speaketh, for if they escape not who refused him that spake on earth, much more shall not we escape, if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven. Right. Verse 26. Whose voice then shook the earth, but now he hath promised, saying, Yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven. And that's talking about in the end, the last days. It says the heavens and the earth is going to shake. Okay, why? Because those nuclear missiles and the chariots, all the plagues that are going to be sent are going to cause the earth and the heavens to shake. Verse 27. And this word yet once more signifieth the removing of those things that are shaken, as of the things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken may remain. Which the thing that cannot be shaken is the truth, the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what's not going to be removed. That's what's not going to shake. Everything else is going to be made new, being made refreshed. All right. Verse 27. And this word yet once more signifieth the removing of those things that are shaken, as of the things which are made, which those things which cannot be shaken may remain. There it is, the word. Wherefore, we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, let us have grace whereby we may serve the Most High acceptably with reverence and godly fear. And that's what's going to happen in the kingdom, right? For our power, Yahweh, is a consuming fire, because the spirit of Yahweh is going to be in those thermonuclear missiles. That's why it says our power, the Most High, is a consuming fire, right? The only thing that's not going to be moved is going to be the elect, who are immovable, because we come in the same spirit as Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the word, right? And it tells you at the end, hey, our power is a consuming fire, because everybody who's not down with this truth, who's not coming in the fold of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, hey, you're going to get burnt up. You're going to burn with nuclear fire. So with that, I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom to the elect.